Are you over 65, sipping your morning coffee, yet secretly noticing your muscles getting weaker over time? Maybe you're walking a little slower, or climbing stairs takes more effort, and your legs just don't feel as strong as they used to. What if I told you the surprising truth? It's not just age causing this decline, and it's definitely not just a lack of protein. Imagine reclaiming the strength and independence you thought were gone forever, without hitting the gym for hours or buying expensive supplements. There's something simple you can add to that very cup of coffee that's been shown to help reverse muscle loss, reignite your strength, and fight off sarcopenia, that age-related loss of muscle mass and function that can steal your vitality. If you're over 65 and want to stay strong, active, and independent without relying on medications, then this might be the single most important thing you hear today. Don't miss out on unlocking your body's natural power to rebuild. This isn't just about how you look. Sarcopenia impacts everything. It affects your metabolism, throwing your body's fat-burning engine off course, and can even increase your risk of falling and developing serious conditions like insulin resistance. In fact, your muscle tissue is one of your most protective assets as you age, and preserving it isn't just critical for movement, but for your overall longevity and quality of life. Yet most people are completely missing the real reason their muscle is declining, focusing on diet or exercise alone without understanding the deeper physiological shift. After the age of 60, your body naturally becomes less efficient at creating new muscle from the protein you eat, a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. You could be eating enough protein, even exercising, but your cells simply aren't absorbing the crucial signal to rebuild. It's like your body is breaking down faster than it can repair itself, leaving you wondering why your efforts aren't paying off. So, what can we do about it? The key is to amplify that muscle-building signal your body isn't quite hearing anymore. And it turns out, one specific natural nutrient can help you do exactly that, and it can be easily added to your morning coffee. This isn't about steroids or tripling your protein intake overnight. It's about strategically resensitizing your muscle cells to the growth signals they used to respond to. In this video, we'll reveal what this game-changing nutrient is, why it's so powerful for seniors, and how it works inside your muscle cells to directly reverse sarcopenia. We'll dive into the research on the best form and dosage and show you exactly how to combine it with coffee for maximum impact. Plus, we'll explain why most seniors miss this crucial step, and finally, give you a full, actionable protocol to rebuild your strength and confidence, starting with one simple daily habit. This is a practical, evidence-based strategy that can help you regain muscle, energy, and confidence naturally. Let's understand why your muscles lose strength so rapidly after 60, and why it's more than just normal aging. While some natural decline occurs, the primary culprit is anabolic resistance. Think of your muscles like a house that needs daily repairs. When you're young, every time you eat protein, your body sends in a robust crew of construction workers, amino acids, enzymes, hormones, to patch it up, build new walls, and reinforce the structure. But after 60, it's as if the foreman stops responding clearly to the signals. The workers still show up, but they're disorganized, less efficient, and the repairs slow down dramatically. Over time, the house, your muscle tissue, starts crumbling faster than it's being rebuilt. Your muscle cells become less responsive to the protein and exercise signals, and this resistance steadily increases with age. Specifically, when you consume protein, your body breaks it down into amino acids, and one crucial amino acid called leucine triggers a pathway known as mTOR, or mechanistic target of rapamycin. mTOR is essentially your body's master muscle building switch, telling your cells time to grow. But in seniors, this mTOR activation weakens significantly. The same dose of protein that would build muscle effortlessly at 30 simply doesn't work as well at 70, meaning even if you think you're eating enough protein, you might still be losing muscle. This reveals that sarcopenia isn't just a nutritional problem. It's fundamentally a signaling problem, requiring a different approach. Here's the good news. If we understand this underlying physiology, we can absolutely override it naturally. You don't need expensive steroids or drastic dietary changes. You simply need to resensitize your muscle cells to that vital growth signal. And that's precisely where today's unique coffee strategy comes in. We're going to introduce a nutrient that directly activates mTOR, effectively bypassing some of that resistance and helping your body use the protein it already has much more efficiently. Clinical studies have clearly shown that when seniors take this specific amino acid in the right form, their rate of muscle protein synthesis increases significantly, even without adding strenuous exercise. Now, let's talk about the star of this strategy, the nutrient you're going to add to your coffee starting tomorrow. It's called leucine, a crucial branch-chain amino acid, BCAA. And it's one of the most critical triggers for muscle growth in the human body. Leucine isn't just another amino acid, it's the master switch that commands your body to start building muscle. Imagine trying to start a fire. You can have all the wood in the world, that's your protein, but without a spark, it just sits there, nothing happens. Leucine is that spark. When you consume enough leucine at one time, especially in the morning, it powerfully flips on the mTOR pathway, telling your muscle cells, start growing, repairing, rebuilding. The remarkable beauty of this is that it can happen even without intense exercise. While resistance training certainly amplifies the effect, studies have repeatedly shown that supplemental leucine alone can stimulate muscle protein synthesis in older adults, even if they are relatively sedentary. For instance, a 2020 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who simply added leucine to their meals saw a 16–30% increase in muscle protein synthesis compared to those who didn't, which is a massive difference, especially for a body that's become resistant to standard dietary protein. But here's the catch. To truly activate mTOR and get that growth signal, you need a specific threshold dose of leucine, typically 2.5 to 3 grams per serving, taken all at once. That's the equivalent of eating about 30–40 grams of high-quality protein, like 5 eggs or a full chicken breast, in one sitting, a quantity most seniors don't consume at breakfast. As a result, they miss this crucial anabolic window where their body is primed for muscle building. This is precisely where your morning coffee becomes your secret weapon. Instead of trying to force down a huge protein meal first thing, you can simply add 3 grams of L-leucine powder to your black coffee. It dissolves easily, has virtually no taste, and starts working within 20–30 minutes. You get the powerful muscle growth signal without the heavy meal. This is especially potent if you practice intermittent fasting because leucine doesn't spike insulin significantly, meaning it won't break your fast in the traditional sense. It allows you to stay in a fat-burning state while still actively supporting muscle preservation. In essence, leucine activates mTOR, the key muscle building signal, and older adults need more of it to overcome anabolic resistance. Taking 3G in the morning with coffee delivers it quickly and efficiently, and best of all, you'll likely feel the difference in energy, stability, and even reduced soreness within days. Now you might be wondering, why coffee? Why not just take leucine with water or with breakfast? The research and your body's unique morning physiology reveal why coffee is the ideal delivery vehicle. Your first cup of coffee in the morning creates a unique metabolic environment, and if you leverage that window wisely, you can supercharge how your body absorbs and uses nutrients, especially leucine. When you wake up, your body is in a naturally fasted state with low insulin levels and elevated cortisol, which isn't a bad thing, as cortisol helps mobilize stored fat and gets you mentally alert. Here's where it gets interesting. Caffeine stimulates your sympathetic nervous system, increasing blood flow and temporarily boosting your metabolism. This means faster absorption of nutrients and better signaling through the mTOR pathway if the right amino acids are present. So, when you combine leucine with black coffee, you get faster absorption through the gut, improved delivery into muscle cells, and a powerful activation of mTOR at a time when your body is highly responsive. This combination creates a perfect metabolic spark, like adding kindling to a fire just as the first flames are catching. There's another critical reason this works so well. Black coffee doesn't contain competing amino acids or glucose that might blunt the leucine signal. When you take leucine with a high-carb breakfast like oatmeal or fruit, insulin spikes, mTOR gets confused and the muscle-building signal becomes scrambled. With fasted black coffee plus leucine, it's a clear, undistracted message directly to your muscles: build. In fact, a 2022 study in Frontiers in Physiology showed that taking leucine in a low insulin state, like morning fasting, resulted in significantly higher activation of mTOR and greater muscle protein synthesis in older adults compared to the same dose taken later with a mixed meal. Plus, many seniors already drink coffee out of habit, which means you're not adding a new complicated routine. You're simply upgrading an existing one, making it much easier to stick with consistently, which is always key to seeing real results. So, to implement this effectively, brew your morning coffee as normal, preferably black or with unsweetened nut milk. Add 3 grams of pure L-leucine powder, look for pharmaceutical grade, stir it well as it dissolves easily in hot liquid, and drink it within 30 minutes of waking for optimal results. This single simple shift can preserve and even rebuild lean muscle without adding stress or complexity to your busy morning. Let's get specific about the best form of leucine, how much to take and when to take it. Form truly matters here. You must choose free-form L-leucine powder. When it comes to supplementation, not all leucine is created equal. You want pure free-form L-leucine powder, not multi-ingredient blends, not BCAA capsules, which contain other amino acids that can dilute the signal, and definitely not just whey protein with a little leucine in it. Why? Because to truly overcome anabolic resistance, especially after age 65, your body needs a precise therapeutic dose of leucine delivered quickly and in isolation. Many protein powders contain too little leucine per scoop, and if taken with other amino acids or carbs, the essential muscle signal gets diluted. Look for a supplement that lists L-leucine as the sole ingredient, ideally pharmaceutical grade, unflavored, and third-party tested. It should dissolve easily in hot liquid and contain no fillers, artificial sweeteners, or other additives. As for how much to take, the magic number is 2.5 to 3 grams per serving. This is known as the leucine threshold dose, the precise amount required to effectively trigger mTOR and initiate muscle protein synthesis in older adults. This dose mimics what younger individuals might naturally produce from a high-protein meal, but in older adults, it must be intentionally supplemented to overcome resistance. Think of mTOR like a garage door. For young people, it lifts easily with a small push. For older adults, the spring is worn, and you need more pressure to get it moving. That extra pressure is your targeted 3-gram dose of leucine. When to take it? First thing in the morning. The first 30-60 minutes after waking is what we call the anabolic window. Your body is insulin sensitive, digestion is clean, hormones are primed, and there's no competing food blocking the signal. This is why combining leucine with black coffee during this window maximizes its absorption and effect. If you practice intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating, leucine can be taken alone and won't significantly spike insulin, supporting muscle preservation during a fasted state, crucial for fat loss without strength loss. What to avoid? Combining leucine with high-carb breakfasts like toast, cereal, or fruit smoothies, which spike insulin and blunt the signal. Whey or plant protein blends that contain a mix of BCAAs and artificial sweeteners, gums, or additives that interfere with gut absorption. If you use this strategy consistently, most people notice improved energy, muscle tone, and even fewer leg cramps or falls within 10 to 14 days. And here's the best part. You don't necessarily need to take it forever. Once you rebuild strength and metabolic sensitivity, your body often becomes more responsive to protein naturally again. By now, you understand how adding leucine to your coffee can help rebuild muscle after 65. But here's what most people don't realize. Preserving muscle isn't just about strength. It's about profoundly impacting your metabolism, blood sugar control, fat-burning capabilities, hormonal balance, and even your brain health. Let's explain what's really going on inside your body when you lose muscle, and why this simple coffee protocol has benefits far beyond just looking stronger. Muscle is your body's primary metabolic engine. Even at rest, muscle tissue burns 3 times more energy than fat, So when you lose muscle, your basal metabolic rate drops, meaning you burn fewer calories, even if your diet doesn't change. This is a significant reason why many people gain fat more easily after 60, even if they're eating healthy. It's not primarily a food problem, it's a muscle problem. Here's where everything connects. Less muscle means less glucose uptake, leading to more insulin resistance. Muscle is the main storage site for glucose. Every time you eat carbohydrates, your body relies heavily on muscle tissue to absorb and buffer that sugar. When that muscle mass shrinks, glucose has nowhere efficient to go, so it stays in the blood, triggering chronically high insulin levels. Over time, this leads to stubborn belly fat that won't budge, brain fog, persistent fatigue, elevated triglycerides, and dramatically increases your risk of prediabetes or full-blown diabetes, accelerating aging at the cellular level. But the opposite is also profoundly true. Rebuild muscle, and you actively restore insulin sensitivity. Even just a 10% increase in lean muscle mass can dramatically improve blood sugar control and fat burning, often without even changing your diet. And that's exactly what this Leucine Plus coffee habit helps you achieve. But it gets even better. Preserving muscle also robustly supports hormonal balance, especially vital hormones like testosterone, DHEA, and growth hormone, which are crucial for vitality. It offers joint protection, as stronger muscles mean less strain on delicate bones and ligaments, reducing pain and improving mobility. It boosts cognitive function, with studies consistently linking higher muscle mass to better memory and a lower risk of dementia. Muscle helps control inflammation by producing anti-inflammatory myokines, signaling molecules that calm your body. And finally, immune health. Sarcopenia is now recognized as a significant risk factor for poor immunity in aging adults, leaving you more vulnerable. In other words, muscle is not just tissue, it's an entire organ of longevity. A 2021 study in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle found that seniors with higher muscle mass had a 40% lower risk of all-cause mortality over 5 years. So while adding a scoop of leucine to your coffee might feel small, it's actually sending a monumental signal to your entire physiology. Let's stay strong. Let's stay resilient. Let's stay metabolically young. Let's bring everything together into one clear, simple routine, something you can start tomorrow morning with minimal effort but maximum impact. Here's your Leucine Plus Coffee Morning Protocol to fight sarcopenia and rebuild strength after 65. Step 1. Wake up and hydrate first. Within 5 to 10 minutes of waking, drink a glass of water, ideally with a pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon. This rehydrates your body, supports healthy digestion, and gently stimulates cortisol, your natural morning energy hormone. Step 2. Brew your coffee, black preferred. Make your regular cup of coffee, but keep it black. Avoid added sugar or heavy cream. If you need something, unsweetened almond or coconut milk is acceptable. Just steer clear of anything that spikes insulin or contains additives that interfere with absorption. Step 3. Add 3 grams of L-leucine powder. Precisely measure 3 grams of pharmaceutical-grade leucine powder. This is roughly 3/4 of a teaspoon. Stir it into your coffee while it's hot. It dissolves best in heat and has no real taste. Tip: if you're sensitive to taste or texture, a brief blend can help with mixing. Step 4. Drink it within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. Timing is crucial here. The first hour of your day is when your body is perfectly primed to absorb nutrients, trigger fat burning, and support muscle growth, especially when insulin levels are low. Optional step: eat 30-60 minutes later. You can remain in a fasted state for a while longer to amplify fat burning benefits. But when you do eat, make sure it's a high-protein meal. Think eggs, grass-fed beef, or wild-caught fish, combined with some healthy fats and low-starch vegetables. Optional step: light movement. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of light resistance exercise, bodyweight squats, wall push-ups, or resistance band exercises immediately after your coffee can powerfully amplify the mTOR signal and accelerate your muscle response. Think of it like telling your body, yes, we're using this muscle, keep it strong. Consistency is the ultimate key. Use this protocol at least 5 days a week for 2 to 4 weeks before fully assessing your results. Most people notice improved leg strength, less soreness or fatigue after walking, better blood sugar stability, and a noticeable change in body tone. A fantastic bonus benefit, many also report improved mental clarity and mood within days, likely due to better glucose handling and mitochondrial energy in the brain. And again, this doesn't mean you have to jump into intense workouts or completely overhaul your diet overnight. This is about sending the right, consistent signal to your body daily. Muscle doesn't disappear overnight, but it can be rebuilt faster than most people think if you simply create the right internal environment. And this is one of the easiest, most effective ways to start. A scoop of leucine in your coffee every single morning. Let's quickly recap what we've uncovered and why this one simple change to your morning coffee can help you stop muscle loss, restore your strength, and feel more energized after 65. The critical truth is that after age 60, your muscles become stubbornly resistant to growth signals, a condition known as anabolic resistance. Eating protein alone is often insufficient to trigger muscle building because the crucial mTOR pathway isn't being fully activated. Leucine, a specific amino acid, acts as the powerful spark that turns on that growth switch, but only if you get enough of it at one time. Your morning coffee, especially in a fasted state, provides the perfect metabolic window to absorb and effectively utilize that leucine. By adding just 3 grams of L-leucine to your coffee, you can directly activate muscle growth, significantly improve insulin sensitivity, and powerfully support your metabolism, all without changing your entire routine. Why does this matter so much? Because muscle is your metabolic engine. It burns fat, it rigorously regulates blood sugar, it protects your bones, it keeps you moving confidently and independently as you age. Losing muscle dramatically accelerates aging, but actively building it, even just a little, truly adds years to your life and vibrant life to your years. You don't need a gym, heavy weights, or expensive, complicated protein shakes. You simply need the right signal, delivered in the right metabolic window, with the right nutrient. That's precisely what this Leucine Plus Coffee protocol gives you. Here's your personal challenge. Try this for the next 7 mornings. Wake up, hydrate, brew your black coffee, stir in 3 grams of L-leucine powder, and optionally do a few minutes of light resistance movement. Then, simply observe how your body responds. Notice your energy levels, your strength, your stability, even your mood. Track how you feel. Notice if stairs feel easier, if your legs feel steadier, if your appetite and energy stabilize through the day. Then imagine what that could mean after 30 days, 60 days, or even longer. This isn't just about muscle, it's about reclaiming your metabolic youth, one powerful cup at a time.